All right, y'all. In this video, I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to show you how to properly use your time frames. I want to go ahead and get this out the way. There is no specific time frame to trade on. You should not just be trading on one time frame. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Write down your notes. There is no specific time frames. We use all time frames. All time frames can be used. Okay? Now, I'm about to show you how to properly use your time frames. First thing first, when it comes to your time frames, you want to start off on the higher time frames, then work your way down to the lower time frames. What I mean by that is, say you just open the app and you're ready to look for a trade. What you want to do, you want to start on the daily or the 4 hour. Them are two good time frames to start on. So we're going to start on the daily. All you want to do is go through the time frames and mark up any type of trend line, support, resistance, or fair value gap area. Whatever you see, just mark it up. So as of right now, I don't really see too much. Let me see. I think I see a little trend line. There's some type of trend line right here. Okay, everybody see that. Once I mark up my trend line, whatever the case may be on the daily, let me go down to the 4 hour. Okay, cool. I see a little trend line on the 4 hour. Everybody should see this little trend line going up on the 4 hour. Okay, cool. Once I mark out my 4 hour, let me go to an hourly. See if I see anything. Okay, I don't really see too much on this hourly chart. So I'm going to keep going down to, let me see if I can find some on the 15 minute. Go to the 15 minute. All right, I don't see too much on the 15 minute other than this fair value gap right here. Okay, so I'm going to mark this fair value gap, which is right here. Cool. Now, the reason why you want to make sure that you go to every time frame is because the marking off every time frames will have you not being in the blind. What I mean by that is, as y'all see this trend line that's going up. If I did not mark this, I would not know that I could be expecting some type of resistance in this area. Because if there's no trend line to tell me that it's a trend going on, I would just be trading blindly. So like I say, you start off on the higher time frames, the 4 hour or daily, whichever one you want to pick. Then you want to work your way down to the 1 hour, 30 minutes. See if you see anything on that chart. Then go all the way down to the 15 minute to 5 minute. That's where you're looking for precise entries and to really see what's going on in the market right then and there. Does that make sense? Once you identify what everything's going on, this is where you go in for more of a precise entry trade. So once I identify, right, let me go back to the daily. All right, on a daily time frame, I got that downwards trend. Everybody see, let me turn a different color so nobody won't be confused. Everybody see that yellow line? That's my downwards trend I found on the daily time frame. Then I go to the 4 hour. Everybody see this uptrend. This uptrend is what I found on the 4 hour. Okay, I did not find nothing on the hourly or the 30 minutes. Or the 30 minutes. But I did find something on the 15 minute, which is what? A fair value gap. Now the market is closed, so I can't really give you an example. But with me finding this fair value gap, this is where I can go in, get in or get ready to go in for a trade. Now it's a little bit too late, but if I would have had marked this out earlier, that fair value gap, as soon as I see the market gets up to get back into this area, so whenever the market decides I want to get back into this area, right, it's going to probably trickle around, whatever the case may be. And once I start to see it come back down, that's when I'm going in for my sale. And that's how you do your trend line. Your time frames. Keep it simple. I'm going to say it one more time so everybody can get it in their heads. First thing first, we do not just use one time frame. Okay? So it should be no reason why you only stuck on one time frame. Second, you need to start from the higher time frames. The reason why you start from the higher time frames also is because the higher time frames hold more weight and it is more influence than the smaller time frame. So, for example, a trend line that you find on a daily time frame means more than a trend line you find on the 5 minute time frame. Think of the time frames like like your big brother. Before somebody comes to you, they need to check in with your big brother, because your big brother technically is the one that holds more weight than you, because he's what? Same thing with the time frame. Before you go on the 5 minute, you need to make sure that you check the 4 hour in the daily. So when you go on your 5 minute, you don't have to worry about running into no bigger time frame support and resistance area. Does that make sense? So once again, make sure you start off on the bigger time frames. Once you mark off the bigger time frame, if there's nothing on the bigger time frames, then just keep going down to around the 15 to 5 minute time frames. Once you mark off whatever you mark off, then that's when you can go in for a smaller time frame trade. But there should be no reason why you only stuck on the 5 minute. And it should be no reason why you should ever be on the 1 minute. I don't teach y'all that. So you should only be on the really 15 minute, 30 minute, hourly, 4 hour, or daily when it comes to marking up your charts. Now, when you actually ready to get in a trade, that's when you go to a 5 minute just to really see your precise entry. You get what I'm saying? So you can really see where you're getting in for a trade. But you should only be on the 5 minute once you actually ready to get in for your trade. Until then, stay on the higher time frames to see what's going on, so you get the bigger picture and you just go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna say it one more time. You start off on the bigger time frames, work your way down. There is no specific time frame. You should not only be on one time frame, and you should never be on a 1 minute time frame. With that being said, I hope this video helps you understand the time frames and how to properly use it more. If you have any questions, please ask in the Discord, and I thank y'all for listening.